Hey everybody, this is Lorelia. I'm trying something new, so don't be surprised if I look a little shocked. I wanted to do a video sitting in my car and wanted to do a video of a topic that recently came up. And I always say that I'm motivated to do these videos based on a question that I get. But I just want to introduce myself just in case you don't know who I am. My name is Lorelia Brown-Phillips, and I help people increase their financial IQ. I've wrote a best-selling book that currently is on Amazon, and I basically help people rebuild their credit, get out of debt, and increase their credit score. And so the question that I got is that, should I pay a debt? And I always say that there is a difference, and this is what a lot of people don't know. There is a difference between raising your credit score and paying off debts. And I just want to put a disclaimer out there. By no means am I trying to discourage people to pay their debts. By all means, if you feel like in your heart of hearts you're going to pay your debts, you go ahead and do it. But the question that I got is that someone recently said that, hey, I was, rebuilding my credit, or I'm on the, path of rebuilding my credit, and I paid all these debts off. And then when I looked at my credit score, I noticed that my score has not changed, and it's been a few months. And so it doesn't shock me. The reason why it doesn't shock me, because like I always say, paying your debts off and you being able to rebuild and you want to raise your credit score, two different things are happening. Most consumers who don't understand how this process works, they automatically think that if I pay this account off, my credit score will increase, but it really depends. In my book, I broke down current debts, past due, and charged off debts. The one thing that I asked that person was that, well, what did you pay majority of? Come to find out, that person paid a lot of charged off debts. Now, if you don't know what charged off debts, those are debts that are now in the possession or purchased by a debt collector. Totally different animal, will have a totally different effect on your credit. Now, utilization plays a part in increasing your credit score. So that's why I said past due, current due debts, charged off. The reason why you need to know what those debts are is because if you pay off a debt that is a current debt, meaning that you currently have a balance on your, let's say, Amex card, and the balance is $800, and you have a credit limit of $900. Now, of course, if you pay that off, your score, of course, is going to increase because the utilization has went low. Now, that is different than you paying a debt collector off. And you may be wondering, well, why is it different? Because many debt collectors, since, and let me just say this, because there, I would have to go all into, how debt collectors purchase debts or what have you. And I have in other videos, and I may link it to this video. But you paying a debt collector just means that you just paid them. That's all you did. If you have not negotiated with that debt collector that, okay, if I pay this debt, you're going to remove this item off my credit report. If you haven't created any type of agreement, all that debt collector is going to do is do just that. Say paid as agreed. Because remember, and if you don't notice, debt collectors never issued you the credit. Remember, you did not legally go into an agreement with a debt collector saying that loan me X amount of dollars, in exchange I will pay you back at this interest rate, finance charges, or what have you. A debt collector, if you don't know this, purchased the debt from the original creditor who you originally established the credit with. So that's why it's different than you paying a credit card off, because remember, that person extended credit to you. They gave you a certain credit limit, and of course you are paying that off. So now your utilization, which is part of the credit scoring model, will change. But see, a debt collector, that's not the case. Basically all you did was just pay a debt. That's all you did. And if you haven't negotiated any of the things that I talked about, there is not going to be an effect. And keep in mind, let's just, outside of all that, the one thing that people do not know is, have the statute of limitations expired for that debt. You know, um, items have, outside of public records, regular items, collection accounts, credit card accounts, whatever, only have a period of 7 years of appearing on your credit report. So many people, when they decide to take this journey of rebuilding their credit, they're paying things off that could be about 10 or 15 years old. I mean, why are you paying those things off? The SOL has passed. So legally, you could just go to the credit bureau and just have that item removed, because at the point that you pay it, you have now given the power to that debt collector to report it another 7 years. So whereas if the account was 10 years old, you could have went to the went to the credit bureau and had that item removed. You are now, since you went on and paid it, you now have given the power to the debt collector, and legally it can report on your credit report for 7 years. That's what I called awakening the sleeping giant. So right then and there, it's a lot of moving pieces that come into play when you start talking about paying down debts. Because I always ask people, well, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to pay off debts, or are you trying to increase your credit score? Because I totally get it. Some people, come from a school of thought that if I sign my John Hancock's on it, I'm going to pay it. And I totally get it. But I always explain to them, understand that you paying this debt collector account that's showing on your credit report does not mean that it is going to increase your credit score. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I want to end this video with this. There's no excuses in 2016 to have bad credit. Applied knowledge is power. Applied knowledge. What is applied knowledge? That is the ability to learn something and apply it. And what do I mean by that? There are videos that I have created, and I love the fact that people have said, hey, Lorraine, I went through your videos, I applied your strategies, and my credit score increased. This has happened, that has happened, and that's good. And then I have the group of people who need a little more, and they decide to want to make the investment because they need a little more hand holding, and I totally get it. When I started my journey back in 1999, I needed some hand holding too. And I wouldn't have made as many mistakes as I did. And so I'm there for those individuals as well. They make the investment, they learn a few things, and voila, things happen, their score increase. But then there's the group of people who don't want to do anything, like they don't want to apply any of the information that they've learned. They don't want to make the investment of learning more information, because really, in all actuality, they do need the hand holding, but they don't want to make the investment. My point of the matter is that don't be that person. If you know your credit is bad and you make an excuse of, well, yeah, the information is good, but I need a little more, but not willing to make the investment. Understand, you having bad credit is up to you. I just recently had to send an email to a lady who said to me, well, you know what? You're always saying in your emails that you're here to help, and I keep asking. And my thing is just like, I told her, well, what else do you want me to provide? I'm doing free videos. I do free webinars. I have free audios. I write articles. Like, what more could I do? And it sounds to me that as a person who needs a little more hand holding, but now it's time to go to the next step. So my question to you is, what are you doing? We are now pretty much at the latter part of the year. We're already at the end of the summer. August, pretty much the summer is a wrap. A few more weeks until we get into September, and then September, from September on, you're at the last stretch. You are pretty much at the end of the year. And if you have made that decision to say, hey, I'm going to increase my credit score, get out of debt, and it's now August and you have not did anything, shame on you. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to call you out. I'm going to give you a call to action. What are you going to do? There's several ways that I said that you can be able to seek the knowledge. Right now, I have an online academy where I'm actually teaching individuals, because people have reached out to me to say, Lorelia, I need more. And I've created the Money Life Skills Academy on Teachable. The link will be be under this video. Along with that, for those do-it-yourselfers, there's people who need it, want the information, and they'll do it themselves. I have the software that I can provide to you. It has over 200 plus letters that you can, it has video tutorials that you can kind of take it and run with it. So like I said, I'm calling you out. What are you going to do next? So once again, this is Lorelia. I look forward to talking to you in the next video. And I think I may even start doing some YouTube lives. I've never tried the YouTube lives. I did live streaming with Facebook and Periscope, and I recently found out that